They don't teach you how to be human in school. Not really. At 20, I thought I knew what life was about. You hustle, you get the degree, you chase success like it's a trophy. But no one told me that the real curriculum begins after the applause dies down, after the parties end, after the safety nets vanish. What I wish I had known then isn't written in textbooks. It lives in regret, in silence, in the whispers of people too tired to pretend they're okay. Robin Sharma, best known for The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, once shared 6 lessons he wishes he'd learned at 20. And honestly, hearing them now feels like being handed a map to a land I wandered blind for years. But what if you didn't have to wait that long? What if one video could fast-track your internal wisdom before life does it the hard way? Here's the first truth Sharma shares: a health is wealth. At 20, we treat our bodies like machines that run on caffeine, instant noodles, and adrenaline. Sleep is optional. Burnout is romanticized. We laugh at those who meditate, who stretch, who say no to the second drink. But here's the twist. Every goal you set, every dream you chase, it's riding on your body's ability to carry you there. And when your health breaks, so does everything you've built. It's not dramatic. It's just biology. Start small. Water over soda. Walks over doom scrolling. Respect over recklessness. You don't have to be a fitness guru. Just stop treating your body like it's disposable. Because it's not. The second lesson? Protect your mindset. At 20, most of us are emotional sponges. We absorb opinions like oxygen, not realizing some voices are poison in disguise. Robin talks about building a fortress around your focus, and it's more than motivational fluff. Your inner world becomes your outer world. If you're always feeding on fear, comparison, gossip, guess what shows up in your life? Chaos, anxiety, paralysis. So who are you listening to? Whose life are you modeling, even unconsciously? Begin curating your inputs like your peace depends on it. Because it does. Now here's one that stings: failure is the price of greatness. Not a possibility, a requirement. At 20, I thought failure was a sign to stop. A flashing red light that said, you're not good enough. But Sharma reframes it as tuition. Painful, expensive, and necessary. Look at anyone you admire. They've failed. Publicly. Repeatedly. The difference is they kept showing up. Not because they were fearless, but because they learned to dance with fear. And maybe that's the real mastery. Not avoiding failure, but extracting the lesson quickly, humbly, and moving forward a little bit stronger. Here's another. Your environment shapes your destiny. We love to think we're independent, immune to influence. But you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, whether you like it or not. At 20, I clung to people out of history, not alignment. I mistook shared memories for shared values. But energy is contagious. So is mediocrity. If your circle drains you, distracts you, belittles your ambition, that's not loyalty. That's self-sabotage dressed up in nostalgia. Choose people who challenge you, who stretch you, who want to see you win. Not just clap when you do. Sharma's 5th point is a subtle one. Simplicity is a superpower. When we're young, we crave more. More success, more stuff, more attention. But growth isn't always about addition. Sometimes it's about subtraction. What if the next level of your life comes not from doing more, but from doing less better? Fewer commitments, clearer values, more silence, less noise. When you stop trying to be everywhere, you finally get to be fully somewhere. And in that presence, life starts to whisper its real treasures. And finally, service is the pathway to joy. At 20, the world revolves around you. And that's understandable. You're still building your identity. But somewhere along the way, that self-focus turns toxic. Sharma reminds us that fulfillment doesn't come from what we take, but from what we give. And it's not about grand gestures. Sometimes, joy is holding the door open for a stranger, listening when someone needs to cry, creating something that makes people feel less alone. We all crave purpose. But often, it hides in the ordinary moments when we decide to be kind anyway. Looking back, I can't help but wonder, how different would my 20s have been if I had truly lived these truths? Not just heard them, but practiced them. Maybe fewer sleepless nights chasing approval. Maybe more peace with the person in the mirror. But here's the beautiful part, it's never too late to start. Whether you're 20 or 50, life gives you endless chances to learn, to reset, to choose better. So let me ask you this, which of these 6 lessons hit hardest for you today? Drop it in the comments. Let's build a map for others still finding their way. And if you found this helpful, share it with someone who might need it. You never know how far one lesson can travel.